Hi, I'm Coach Hallis, and welcome to episode 30 of the Keeping It Real vlog. This is quarter three, week 9.5. There were actually only 3 school days this week. I'm posting this on Sunday instead of Friday, and it's Sunday night because the last several days I've been trying to wrap things up and take care of some personal things before I take a trip across state lines to visit some family for spring break. So on the balanced calendar, we have a 2 week intercession, then spring break from students' perspectives. So I will be taking this week to visit some family. So I had a lot of things to wrap up, and in those 3 school days plus, we did get quite a few things done. So really importantly, they were done. Students were done Wednesday, but I had a student who had missed time that I mentioned had been coming in to make things up outside of school hours. She actually came in on Friday and finished her doghouse. So we'll be making arrangements after spring break to deliver that separately to the animal shelter so she can have that same kind of experience. Grades are in based on, I had my students do reflections like usual, but I also had them for this one particularly heavy group project. I had them evaluate each other and give like a rating of 1 to 10, and then give justifications for how they contributed to the project holistically, and use that as a metric for scoring just one factor, in addition to my own observations, rubrics, things like that. I allowed that to influence it. You know, if several people, let's say a student had noticed ways that a student had been in the group had been contributing that I didn't, or if a student had been, not that this happened in this particular case, but if a student had been overly relying on their groups in a way that I didn't notice, it's an opportunity for them to share that. And I also expected them to evaluate themselves. Routinely, students evaluated themselves more harshly than they evaluated their peers. So, but I had them do that. I had them do a reflection, and that's that week. So, other good news in terms of looking forward to when we come back from spring break and we get into quarter four, the last project, which is going to be the Canon collage project. Something I'm excited about because it's a project I've come up with and I'm doing for the first time, like I mentioned before. So, things that I've done in preparation for that, I have finished the frame. Well, it's not like either finished in paint or lacquer or anything yet, but I've built the frame and I've cut out the 8.5 by 11 pieces of plywood that the students will put their art on. So when we do launch this project, I can show them, here's your canvas, and I'm going to let them do the digital art and that part of it. But I've created the canvas for them that their art is going to be put on. Hopefully 17 different individual pieces that are going to come together to make this thing work. I have arranged a project launch that's going to involve, so on day one of the fourth quarter, we're going to read a short story written by a local author named Lamar Giles. And I believe it's called There's a Fight in the Cafeteria and You Better Not Bring Batman. The title is something cool like that. And it's about a young man in grade school, I believe, and he has to come up with a list of superheroes, like a trio of superheroes to represent him in a fight. And there are certain characters that have already been like banned from the list, and it's just something that he does with his friends in the school cafeteria. So he's got to pick 3 superheroes to bring, and the story catalogs him going through different friends and family members, mostly members of his family. It's a young black man, and he talks to different generations. He talks to his brother's girlfriend, and here's some names and recommendations from the female perspective, from different generations of Black Americans as to what kind of superheroes or heroes from media would be good to represent his choices, which is a perfect article to read before I challenge these students to start thinking about the canon that they would choose for literature, film, music, etc. In addition to that, in addition to just reading that short story, the next day, Tuesday, um, we're going to have Lamar Giles join us for a Zoom call. So this is, again, a local author who graduated from this high school. So it's just, um, I couldn't ask for a better setup for him to come in, and I've briefed him on the project, and he's going to be talking to them about, from his perspective, what sort of things he thinks about the classic canon and how he might make some contemporary adjustments of his own, what recommendations he might give to them, and of course they could ask him questions about what it's like to be from this city and be a successful author and that sort of thing. So um, I've also invited Dr. Lamb from the Lamb Center for the Arts and Healing, a local organization that works with schools and other parts of the community to use arts and push the arts to help our community. So they will definitely be involved in our project in terms of giving our students some advice and then critiques once they get started into the art part. But I've also invited Dr. Lamb as a female representation and somebody who can reflect on the sort of things that Lamar has to talk about. So that is going to be our project launch next week. And the other thing that I've done in preparation for this is, after talking with Dr. Lamb about one of my questions while designing the project is, where are we going to curate this thing? And we, through their suggestion, they connected me with the owner of a local coffee shop who I visited to talk with, and he showed me the wall where they're kind of like rotating things. He's looking at like quarterly. Right now they have something from an elementary school project, and it so happens that at the end of this fourth quarter for us is going to be the appropriate time for them to put something else up. So at least throughout the summer, this frame of student artwork is going to be displayed there. And again, there'll be a QR code that links to all of their different websites that has all the stuff that they wrote. So that's going to be put up in a local coffee shop. And from there, it might move into our school board office. We'll see. But we have a great project launch that I'm looking forward to. We have the canvas for the students to put their work into, or to create their work upon. And we have an authentic venue for curation once their work is done. So I'm feeling pretty good about it, and I'm ready for the fourth quarter when it comes. So